Number 1 Awp Prince. Please don't be blood in the water. Please don't be blood in the water. Please don't be blood in the water. What up, everybody, and welcome back to a number 1 float attempt video. I'm sure you guys can probably read, so you know what I'm going for. Today, we are going for the Awp Prince from the Canals collection. A standard Awp Prince in factory new. It's around $4,000, but we won't be going for just any standard factory new Awp Prince. Oh no. We're going to be trying to create the number 1 best condition, lowest float Awp Prince in existence. Currently that is a 3.0 and then a 5.7, so that is relatively beatable. And this one was crafted about 2 years ago, and in fact I think all of the top 5 seem to be crafted, which just goes to show that none of these were really dropped in low float at the time. The Awp Prince was released about 6 years ago now, and it's just going to get rarer and rarer from here on out. There are under 3,000 Awp Princes that even exist. Compare that with something like Dragon Laws that have double the amount, or Gungnir's. The Awp Prince is a rare Pokemon. We're going to be starting from the mil-spec level upwards because low float inputs for this collection in particular, the Canals collection, they're pretty hard to get. So fingers crossed we managed to craft some ourselves. Then obviously we're going to be moving to the restricteds, then the classified, aka trying to make a Mag 7 Cinquadia to whack into our final contract, which will probably be quite low odds for the new world number 1 Prince. But just before I dive into these calculations, I want to give a big shout out to this video sponsor, CS Money. Have you got some old skins that you want to swap for new, fresh, shiny skins? Then you may like today's sponsor, CS Money. CS Money have loads of skins in their inventory with a wide selection of filters, making it super easy to find the exact skin you're looking for. When using CS Money, you don't run the risk of getting scammed like you do when you're trading with that sketchy guy on Steam that just added you asking you about your knife. Recently, CS Money have reduced their prices in trade mode, making it even quicker, cheaper, and easier than ever before. Check out CS Money. The link will be in the top pinned comment down below. Thank you, CS Money. I don't think that advert is going to cover the cost of this video, but every little helps. For the mil-spec trade-ups, we're going to have 7 inputs that are around 0.005, and then we're going to put in 3 items from the Canals, and that'll give us over 50% to hit a restricted from the Canals collection. That would be incredible. First contract up, over 50% at the Canals. We've got our items in here in low enough flow. I've checked them all, so let's count it down. 3, 2, 1. We don't want to see that nitro. Please, something from the Canals. Oh, first one failed. Second contract up. Let's hope we hit this one and we don't see a nitro. Oh my goodness, second nitro in a row. I need to stop mentioning that skin's name. I think I am cursing it. So let's only mention the red Filgary. That's what we want to see. 3, 2, 1, red Filgary. Oh, come on, third nitro in a row. The odds have been in the favor of the Canals collection every single trade up so far. We are getting very unlucky, but this time we want to see a Canals. Oh, finally we hit one. The Nova Baroque Orange, thank you, we'll take that. Not sure if the float's going to be amazing. Hey, it's usable, it's usable. Final contract. I'm really hoping that we can hit this last Canals restricted. 3, 2, 1, Canals. Oh, bruh. We have got stupidly unlucky with the Canals mil-spec trade-ups. That went horrendously. We should have got at least 2 to 3, statistically probably 3, ended up with 1. Now that we have some updated skins, it's time to load them all in, and then we can make it nice and easy in the trade-up calculator. Let's have a look at how many Canals inputs we actually ended up with. 8 of them. So I feel like it might actually be appropriate to do 2 40%. So our first contract would look a little something like this and give us a 0004 Cinquadia. First restricted contract. 40%? I mean, it's actually worse odds than all the mil-spec contracts that we just did. But it's still kind of a 50-50, right? 20% P250 Franklin, 10% RA, so 30% absolute garbage, 40% something that we need specifically for the Prince, and then another 30% at the Awp Green Energy in low float. Wouldn't be the #1 float, but it's definitely better than an RA or a P250 Franklin. Best case scenario, we hit both of these contracts and we have 3 Cinquadias in the final contract to get 30% of the Prince. In order for that to happen, this one needs to come through and the next one needs to come through. So it's time. It's time to keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. 3, 2, 1. Mag 7 Cinquadia. Oh, let's go. That is perfect. Exactly the item that we wanted to hit for the 40%, and it's in nice low float as well. That will do nicely. At least we have a 20% shot at it now, a 1 in 5. It's better than the 10% I feared that we were going to have. Let's create our second attempt at a Cinquadia, and it looks like this. Another 40%, another 0004. This time we only have a 10% at the R8, so that's nice. And then we have a few other options in relatively nice low float. They won't be any world #1s or anything, but hey, they're better than R8s. We've even got the 1 restricted we managed to craft ourselves earlier in here, that Baroque orange. 40% Cinquadia in 3, 2, 1. Mag 7 Cinquadia. Oh, it's not the item that we're after. That's sad times. Green energy, it's all right. Obviously big financial loss and definitely not the #1 in the world. At least we got a 20% at it. So now we move on to our very final contract, the big boy, the 20% Awp Prince. I feel like doing something pretty silly. I probably shouldn't, because clearly today is not my day luck-wise. But let's put in this Negev Molnir in really, really low float and give ourselves a 10%, not at the #1 Awp Gungnir. I've crafted that too many times and this input would never be low enough in order to create that. But if we still hit that Gungnir in low float, it would just be stupidly expensive. I've tried to fill this contract out with the low floats that aren't going to give me a blood in the water. That would really be horrendous to see. However, I couldn't help but put a few in there because I just don't have the correct inputs to completely eliminate it. So we do have a 30% at it, which is very, very scary. We got a 20% at the Be the Monster. Won't be world #1 float. I already own that. We got a 20% at the #1 Awp Prince. We have a 10% at a very low float Gungnir. If we hit this, I'm definitely not going to be upset. Technically, this is actually the best item and the most expensive skin that we could hit this whole contract. So if we hit this, I'm laughing for sure. And we also got a CMYK attempt. Once again, won't be world #1. And we have an M4A1S Fade attempt. Once again, won't be world #1. They'll just be nice low float versions of the skins. These Cinquadias going into the contract along with more cold-bloodeds than Cinquadias. That makes me very scared. And then the very final item we are to put in is crazy low float Molnir, which could get us a sick Gungnir. We actually crafted the #3 Cinquadia, which is not bad whatsoever. If we have a look at how expensive these Molnirs are, in very similar float to the one I'm putting in, 6,000 euros for that one skin alone. Considering these Cinquadias probably sell for around 2,000 plus all the other inputs, this is an over 10,000 euro trade-up contract. And we have a 30% to get a blood in the water from it, from 10k to absolutely nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying the video so far, I encourage you to slap that like button. I do this all for you, all for the content, And sometimes it's a little stressful, I'm going to tell you that. But it's exciting. 20% new world #1 Awp Prince. 10% Gungnir in low flow. 20% Be the Monster, 10% Awp CMYK, 10% M4A1S Spade, 30% Blood in the Water. Those are our odds. Just hope that we hit a good 30% and not a bad one. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Count this one down with me, and of course I'm gonna have to shut my eyes for it because the outcome really is all or nothing. Without further ado, let's do this. It's 5. I'm starting from 5, yes. 4, 3, 2, Uno. #1 Awp Prince. Please don't be Blood in the Water. Please don't be Blood in the Water. Please don't be Blood in the Water. Oh! Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. Oh my goodness, dude. This skin just haunts the fuck out of me. It's just the ultimate skin of sadness. It's such a depressing skin. Well, there it is. 10k, over 10k actually, turned into absolutely nothing. And on that note, I think we end the video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. You win some, you lose some, right? And today was definitely a you lose some type of day. If you got any more suggestions for #1 skins you want to see me hit, leave them down below in the comments, because I always enjoy reading your comments. You guys are amazing. I quite literally have the best community out there. I could not ask for a better one. I love all of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys. Peace.